Jet from the Blackhearts, and I love rock and roll, and that's why I love WNEW-FM in New York.
Fantastic this morning, Earl. 62 degrees in New York with nothing but sunshine. We're calling this one of the 10 best days of the year. And those of you that want to catch up on a little sunshine, our sunburn index set at 8 on a scale of 0 to 10.
This is a story about a firehouse in downtown New York City. Firefighters know it as Hook and Ladder 8. The rest of the world knows it for its staple in pop culture and cinema history as the home of the supernatural comedy Ghostbusters. Rumor is the firehouse was selected as the base of the iconic film from an early draft of the script envisioning the Ghostbusters as a public service like the fire department. In reality, the building was chosen because writer Dan Aykroyd knew the area and simply liked the building due to its beaux art style exterior. What you may not know, thanks to Hollywood magic, is the firehouse served as a set for exterior scenes since it was still operational, while the interior of the Ghostbusters base was shot in a Los Angeles studio and in Fire Station 23, which is a decommissioned Los Angeles firehouse. On another note, you can see a historic photo of the old LA firehouse behind Bill Murray in this scene. What compelled me to tell you this story? What makes this place so special outside of the obvious? Well, a lot really. It has more to do with me being in New York than you think. Like many children in the late 80s, I personally loved nothing more than Ghostbusters and dreamed of wearing the tan coveralls with a proton pack strapped to my back. Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., I tuned into ABC on my CRT television. There I watched a cartoon-based series, The Real Ghostbusters. In that 30-minute time slot, I lived in another world where I was a Ghostbuster in the imagination of my youthful mind. At night, I would dream my bed was in the firehouse, and I was ready to take the call when New York City needed me. However, I did not live in New York. I lived in Summerfield, Florida. 22 years later, this franchise would inspire me to pack my 2 suitcases, purchase a one-way ticket to the Big Apple, and never look back. Now the studio I own, where I am producing this video, is a 3-minute walk from the place that dominated my fantasies as a child. And I can't help myself but stop and marvel at it every time I pass by. The building goes back to 1903, after the FDNY was established in New York. The building was designed as the first of a series of beaux art style firehouses by the city superintendent Alexander Stevens. Originally, it was once twice its size and had 2 vehicle doors, but was cut in half in 1913, 10 years after it was built, when the city decided to widen Barrack Street by 100 feet. Typically, firehouses have multiple engines, but this firehouse in particular is the only firehouse in the city to have only one fire truck due to losing its other bay over 100 years ago. It's not just cinema history that makes this place so special to all New Yorkers. Hook and Ladder 8 were among the first responders to the September 11th attacks. One particular firefighter was Lieutenant Vincent G. HOLLORAN, who would never return home. He was only 43 years old and a 20-year veteran of the FDNY. He led Ladder 8 into the North Tower before it collapsed. You can now find the street in front of the firehouse bearing his name and rank. In the spring of 2011, New Yorkers almost lost the firehouse when Mayor Michael Bloomberg included the building on his list of 20 firehouses slated to close. The locals were not happy and responded with an outpouring of frustration and anger. After a public campaign to keep it, supported by the later Mayor Bill de Blasio and actor Steve Buscemi, a known former firefighter himself, the firehouse remains in service and a fixture of New York and pop culture history.